can also scoot my bitch ass over.
I know, we're sitting bitch ass over.
We're sitting like all the way over.
Sometimes we stick our legs out.
Yeah, no, I gotta move around. I can't be stationary.
Well, holy guacamole.
Holy shit. It's been a long, what has it been, 6 weeks or something?
I don't even know. It feels like a year.
I don't feel like we haven't been here that long,
But so much has happened since we have not been back.
Yeah. We have lots to share.
So much to share. Officially, welcome to season 2. Season 2 of Girl, Everything's Fine, where everything may not be fine, but we're fine.
No, it's never fine. How does it feel, bride?
Aren't they pretty?
They are pretty.
We're looking
like your
at my full stack of rings, and
much deserved.
It feels good. But how the hell are you? Before we even get into everything we have to discuss.
Everything, yeah. I'm great today. I feel like I'm in a less busy time of my life than I was when we ended.
Mazel tov, I'm not.
For now. For right now. But yeah, no, I'm great. Same old, different day.
Yeah.
Feeling a little lighter these days for now.
I love that for you.
How about you?
I'm good.
How's wife life?
Good. It's definitely like nothing feels like, oh my God, it's so different.
I was just going to say, do you feel like...
No.
Okay.
I feel like
you came home from Greece and you're just like, we've lived here the whole time.
Yeah. Like nothing feels different. I think it just feels like there's this like, what's next pressure. But other than that, I feel like I'm doing good. Just like getting back into the swing of things. The like 3 weeks of like bliss.
Yeah.
Coming back to reality was like a slap in the face. But like all things considered, we're good.
I could use a fucking 3-week vacation.
Yeah, I could use another. It wasn't like I came back from vacation was like, oh, I need a vacation. It was just like I came back from vacation
truly
and
had
was
a
like,
restful.
I don't want to go back to reality. Which also our nails right now are so Easter and pretty.
They are. We're
I went
so
with a
far
bright
from Easter.
Butter yellow.
I'm so scared of the butter yellow.
So was I, and I was like, you know what? Let's just fucking do it.
No, they look good, but I'm so scared. I don't know that I could.
I didn't think I could either, and I was like, you know what? I told
Have
the
you
lady.
always been? Are you a more square girly?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what this is. This shape is not really a shape. It's kind of like
squoval.
rounded
It's giving
square.
squoval.
Yeah, and I just, when she did it, she was like, this shape. I was like, no, more rounded. And she was like, this shape. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. Let's just go with it.
Yeah, no, they look good, but that's just not your typical.
It's not.
I hate that I know that that's not your typical nail
not
shape.
my typical shape. But yesterday I was just like, let's just do it.
You're like, I have places to be.
Yeah, I just was like,
File the nails, get me out of here.
So Jake, my dog,
Jakey,
while we were away on our honeymoon,
is an acrobat.
Literally, like this guy wants to, I don't even know, do flips and run and jump, whatever. And he was at my sister's. He jumped off the bed. He landed weird. He tore his ACL. So we have been back and forth at the vet because we went on Tuesday, and then the vet told us that they saw something in his chest x-ray. They wouldn't feel comfortable if they didn't do a CT scan to put him under anesthesia, if it is nodules on his heart, like whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, do the CT scan. Like, I don't care. Do it. Because like at this point, I'm like, we're already paying thousands of dollars. Just add on an extra.
Another
who
$2,000,
cares?
you know?
And so they did that. Everything came back fine. And it's in Northfield. So I've been like driving back and forth to Northfield.
What the fuck is Northfield?
45 minutes north.
Which is 90 minutes in the car.
Yeah, because
There.
150%. And so I'm like, this is just, it's like, I feel yesterday I was supposed to have dinner with my cousin, and I was like, I'm drained. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm just emotionally drained. I'm physically exhausted from driving back and forth, worrying about my dog. I'm like, I just want to sit on my ass and do nothing.
Yeah.
So all things considered, though, I'm doing great.
Aside from fucking all of that. Yeah, no, I'm trying to, because it's summer and it's nicer out, I'm trying to do more things.
Same.
But then at the same time, I'm like, I also do like to sit down. So.
And do nothing. Like, I
Yeah.
want to sit on my ass
Yeah.
and stare. You all right? Your eye bothering you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I can see.
Is it because this air is just blowing shit directly into our
I know,
eyes?
yeah, probably. I'm sure these filters haven't been changed in a while in here. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, okay, let's talk about my wedding.
Jordan actually had it. Not that I'm surprised. Okay, I was about to say that. Like, I can't even believe I had fun at this wedding. That's not the energy I was trying to give that moment.
Like it would be anything different.
But she had so many fucking people at this wedding that I was just like, you know, sometimes when there's, there's not a lot of times when it's that many people, there's not really a vibe. It's kind of everyone's having their own experience. You had a fun ass fucking wedding. It's the Jewish people.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
So our band was like, we have never seen a hora like that. And I'm like, I think it's because there were so many non-Jews there that everybody was like, what the fuck is this? Let's get in and
we did all the
let's do
Jewish
it.
dancing.
The
and
best, I went
the
to
kissing
dinner.
of the parents.
Yeah.
And like,
That's like what happens when the last child gets married.
Mm-hmm.
But so I went to lunch or brunch with my mom on Sunday, and I was like, "Yeah, Mom." She was like, "That Taylor and Thomas, so adorable."
I introduced so I had never met Jordan's mom, and just because we haven't come across each other, and I introduced myself to her, and Thomas happened to be with me, so I was like, oh, and like, this is Thomas, and like, we got to talking, and somehow it came up that he was a chiropractor, and then I lost him for the rest of the night. 9 different times I saw Myra introducing him to like, and this is so-and-so.
She
and
apparently was
so-and-so.
like, "Look at their posture. Look at this person's posture."
Like, she was taking him around,
I was
and
like,
he was
"Mom,
like, yeah.
I was like, "You're taking Thomas around," and Taylor's like, "No, I'm her friend. Like,
Yeah.
I'm the one."
It's me. I think because he said something like, she's got great, because she was in her boss lady pantsuit.
Her back is an S.
She was in a boss lady pantsuit. It was giving everything that I needed it to give for Mother of the Bride. And Thomas was like, she's got great posture. And so when I went to introduce myself, he was like, hi, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, you got great posture. I think it was, she had a crisp shoulder on this suit. And I think it was giving the illusion that she had great posture. And she was like,
200%,
well,
you're
really?
right.
And then she ran with that compliment.
Yes. And
she
then
ran.
we also, anybody who's getting married needs this. Like, it is fucking hilarious. It's called After the Tone, and it is a phone guest book. So, like, as
so
the
fun.
night
So
goes
cute.
on
So
later
good.
and later, the calls got funnier and funnier. I think. I wish I could pull it up
You
right
have
now.
to. So you got to explain it because I don't know that these people are gonna know. There's like an old school corded telephone, and it says there's a little sign next to it that says "Hello, you have reached the Sutronitises," and you pick it up, and instead of like handwriting like so and so was here at your fucking wedding, you leave like a little voice memo or whatever. Super cute idea. Whatever. I lost Thomas to this phone 900 times. Again, also, he was only at this wedding because of me. Like, he wouldn't have been invited otherwise. I would turn my back for 5 minutes, and then I would be like, where did he go? And then I would see him, and he would see me start coming for him. He'd hang up the phone really quick. And I was like, they don't need 19 messages from you.
We got the messages when we were on our honeymoon. It was hilarious. I think I was sending you like 11:59. 33, like just sending you the times when Thomas was on it. It was so funny. You've got people who like at the beginning are like, I love you so much. And then my sister's best friend who's known me since I'm a child, she's like on there and she's like, I can't believe you're getting like hysterical. Yeah. And then like, I don't know, 10 minutes later on it, she's like, okay, I'm fine now. Like, I'm, so, like it was so funny to listen to.
I never, ever had heard of that before. That was such a good idea.
It was we took it from Darius's brother and sister-in-law, Ellie and Alex. They had it, and it was so cute, so good. But that was really fun to listen to and like have memories of after. Photos and video after were so fun too. The content creator and all the stuff that she got was so cute. But I had so much fun. I was out until like 4:30 in the morning that night.
It was and everyone was just having a good time, and it was.
That's really all we wanted.
Like you had known people that you didn't know already, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
I felt like everybody just like got along and vibed and like. Yeah. Got together and we're like, all right, this is great. So it was a ball. I loved it.
Yeah, no, it was I had a great time.
Yeah.
I think Thomas had more fun than I did, but
I think so too.
And then I would see him, I'd lose him, and then he'd be like in a conga line of like 8 old ladies, and I'd be like, what? He's fine, I guess. I don't really know.
That was the thing though, is like my friend Brett was with like we've got pictures of him with like my cousins, and I'm like, how did you connect there? Like my mom's cousin was like, I want to set Brett up with this. And I'm like, when did you two talk?
Yeah, like how did we? Yeah, no, it was a good time. Mixture. Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
And then we went to Greece, which was just like magical. And it was, I would say, if you're getting married and can go on your honeymoon right after, do it. Like it was
versus taking it. Yeah.
Because we were going to wait. Like people were like, wait. And I know like if you're like a teacher or something, people wait. But like that was for us. It was so nice to just like keep that high going.
Yeah.
The reality of coming home to real life was a definite slap in the face.
It was a dump. Yeah.
But it was so nice to just be like, yeah, we're in bliss still.
Yeah. You had really bad jet lag.
Oh my God. On the worst I've ever experienced in my life. Like I love my sleep, so I can usually go to sleep.
Yeah.
So on the way there, they say, like on your way to Europe, they say sleep, and on your way home, stay up. So I tried to sleep on the way there, but like I'm crammed in this like little seat, and I'm like trying to, I don't know, like lean my head, whatever. Barely slept. I took maybe like a 30-minute nap when we got there. Maybe that was my like demise, but I took it. Then we toured, whatever. That night, I could not sleep.
No,
when I
yeah.
tell you, I was like, what do I do? I'm Googling, like, and the worst part was like I was laying down and I could like hear my heartbeat. So that gave me more anxiety. So then I'm crying, maybe slept for 30 minutes. Same thing the next 2 nights.
Was Darius just passed out, or was he listening to you cry?
No, I mean, he was holding me. Like when I was crying, he was like holding me. I then put on The Office.
He's like, I'm trying to go to fucking bed.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. But like I literally sat in the bathroom crying, and I was like, I'm never gonna be able to sleep again. Like an irrational fear of mine is the one thing I remember from my psych class in college was this like guy who had some disease that was like insomnia forever, and then he couldn't sleep and died. And I was like, I have that.
That's me.
It's like I have that.
There's
now.
no possible other explanation.
And what actually ended up like really helping me was my sister's an acupuncturist, and so she was like, the top of your ribs like start to rub there. There's like an acupressure point right like in between like your shoulder and your neck, like that indent rub there. And then I was literally doing like inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 7.
Oh.
No, exhale, like let it like like really let everything release. That's what ended up helping. I think also I truly believe I had like a shit ton of emotions inside of me from like all these highs of your wedding and then like this like there wasn't like a come down. It's like not like anything bad happened, but like I think I just also needed to like release everything. Yeah. But damn, that was like so intense. I've never in my life experienced that of like, and then of course you're in Greece and you're like, can I get some NyQuil? I was like, I'll just get some NyQuil. It'll help me sleep. And they're like, we don't do that here.
Yeah.
It's like, great.
They're like, we're happy and well rested all the time. We don't need to drug ourselves to sleep.
And I was like, all right, you don't put those toxins in your body like us. Noted.
Fine. Sounds good.
So that was definitely like a little bit of the like, all right, there's like no tool to help me except me. Mm-hmm. So I tried to like, at first I was like, I'm going to put on like The Office. So it's like, you know, I don't hear my heartbeat. And then I was like, well, now I'm just like trading one thing for another. So just like really trying to calm my mind, allow my body. And then by the 4th day, I was like, all right. Like I think it was the 4th day we were leaving to go to Mykonos. And I was like, okay, I think I'm sleeping. I think I feel good today. And then it finally got on track. But damn, that was like a very intense.
The sadness you feel or like the emotions you feel when you cannot sleep are unlike. Like I used to experience that when I was working night shifts a lot back in my hospital days because I just didn't sleep well during the day. Like I never adjusted to sleeping well. I used to be so jealous of these people. I'd be like, yeah, I go home and by 10 o'clock I pass out and I wake up at 4. And I'm like, never me. I would go home, I'd fall asleep and I'd wake up and I'd be like, it's got to be 2. And it would be like 10 a.m. Like I had closed my eyes for an hour and a half. And like that emotional sadness and frustration I used to feel because I'm like, I just want to sleep. Because then I was at work and I was like, I can't fucking keep my eyes open. It's 3 a.m. But like it's...
And you're also just like everything just feels like a struggle.
It's yes.
You're like,
and you're
like,
how am I going to go on?
Tour. Like, I want to enjoy this, but you're like, I actually feel it.
Enjoy the Parthenon tour.
Which, by the way, was like really cool to see. But our tour guide, oh my God.
You're like, this is really ruining the tour. This is really going to ruin the tour.
He's like, do you want to see my iPad of maps? Like, of like ancient maps? And you're like,
I want to stab you in the neck.
But then we're like, 2 nice people that are like, yeah.
We'd love that.
And so you're like I'm like sitting here like this is so fucking boring. This might put me to sleep, but you can't sleep. So yeah, it's like you want to like be able to do your day-to-day things, but then you're like I actually can't because I haven't slept and I feel like a crazy person.
So I last night after I subbed a class and then Marlon and Dem and I went to get pho. These two were like really wanted pho, and I'm like just not well tuned with the Vietnamese world, so I'm like just along for the ride, and you guys tell me what to eat. But we got home at like 9:30, and then Marlon and I had like the best like roomy chit chat about just like throwback stuff, like just a blast from the past kind of thing. I was telling him the story about the guy that jumped out my window, and like the backstory behind that whole thing. If you haven't
listened, go listen to that episode.
The backstory of that whole thing, and we were just talking like. I was just like making the point. I'm like, everybody always talks about me going to bed at 8 o'clock and she goes to bed early and blah, blah, blah. 10 years ago, I was out of fucking control. Like, you couldn't catch me in bed even during the week before 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So, like, and it just is crazy how, like, you used to be this person. We didn't leave to go out until it was like, if you got to the bar before midnight, loser. Like,
also,
you could.
Loser.
Like, what are you doing
But
there?
also, though, like, I feel like at this age, what the fuck are you doing?
No,
after
100%,
9 o'clock?
100%. And that was the thing. It was like all the stuff to be had and done and seen and the people to do and see and whatever were out that late. So that was just like what you did. But again, like I used to do that, and then even when I bartended, we would do after hours. It would be 5 a.m. I'd roll in the morning with a dead phone. I would glance at like the TV box and see that it was 6 a.m. and I'd be like, I have biochem in 2 hours. And I would lay down and then I would get up and I would go, and it didn't faze me.
No. Now if I don't get a good night's sleep.
At some point in my life, and I don't even want to say it happened in my 30s. I think in my late 20s, I was like, I need rest.
Quality sleep.
And now I can't. But then we're up fucking chit-chatting last night till like 11:30. I couldn't even believe it. I haven't seen 11:30 p.m. in like a very long time. And then this morning I woke up and I was like, I'm so tired.
Why am I so
chatting
tired?
in the kitchen?
Because it's like it's late and you're not getting that like good sleep. I can't tell you, since I've gotten home from Greece, my Aura Ring sleep scores have been like 89 to 95, which usually they're like 80s. So I'm like, this means I'm getting some real quality sleep.
Well rested.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of friends that talk about their sleep scores, and I'm always like,
okay, but that's like a good sleep score. Let me just tell you.
no, I know. Yeah, my friend Ashley, she's like 62 again today. I'm like,
I think it said my Aura Ring while I was in Greece. My sleep was, I want to say it was like 30 minutes. I was like, I don't even think they can score that.
I don't even think that counts. Yeah, no, it's
Okay, but speaking of sleeping, you've got a big change coming up to your sleeping
my
situation.
sleeping arrangements. Yes, I know. I'm leaving my. Well, I'm not leaving Marlon. I made sure he was well taken care of before I decided
you're not
to.
Just disregarding him.
Yeah, no. Thomas and I got an apartment.
That's so exciting.
It is, but everybody keeps asking me like, how does it feel and how does it whatever, and I'm like, it doesn't. It just feels like we're doing what we do during the week.
See, I feel like so when Darius and I moved in together, people were like, okay, like, have you guys been having problems? And I'm like, no.
You're like, yeah, normally, like the rest of you people that are pretending like you have a flawless relationship, like.
But like, it wasn't like when we moved in together, we were like, oh my God. Like, we're both Virgos, so we have like, okay, we want our stuff clean the way that we like it, but then like we're okay with our own messes, so we had to like deal with each other's like organized chaos type of thing. But like, you kind of know what it's like to live together. Like, the weird quirks and stuff.
I've existed in his space, or he's existed in mine long enough where, like...
Exactly.
It's... The only thing is like... And so we got a 2-bedroom. Like, a 1-bedroom wasn't even an option because I'm just like...
I just told someone else that. I was like, no, you can't do that.
I need space. And so I think his biggest thing is he's like... How do I stay away from this girl without pissing her off? Like, because I'm just very much a person for all intents and purposes, we live together basically like from Thursday night until, know, Monday, because we are typically together on the weekends and stuff. But at the beginning of the week is typically when I do I coach on Tuesdays, and like I'm getting into the swing of my week and whatever. So it is going to be a bit of an adjustment because I haven't lived with someone so intimately in my space for a long time. Like, Marlon and I live together, and like I've lived with my girlfriends the last couple of years and whatever, but it's like you still kind of have your own lives, and like it's just in a relationship you're more in each other's space because you're sharing. It's a shared life versus like 2 lives together in one place.
I think it's still also trying to find that sense of not losing what you love when you move in with like your loved one. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because with a roommate, it's not like, oh, we go to like we do everything together. It's more like we're roommates and we have our separate lives.
And
we're
sometimes
not, like,
we do this,
Yeah.
and sometimes we do that, and sometimes it's together, sometimes it's separate. Yeah.
That's actually something I'm trying to encourage Darius to do is like you kind of lose your sense of self in a way where you're like I'm like, go golf with your friends, go like do whatever, like
Yeah.
do your things, because it's so easy to just default to like the person that you go to see so often to just be like, all right, we're here.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm just gonna
sit and do
hang out with
whatever.
her. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, that's something where I feel like it's like, just don't, like, not to lose your sense of like, I really enjoy whatever it is, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I've been very vocal about that, and I think he's well conditioned now to know that, like, if he is attached to my asshole, I'm going to lose my mind. So I think,
If
you know.
you were in one bedroom, I'd be like, let's talk about this.
Yeah, it just would never, and like honestly, we'll probably never utilize that other room for unless it's like guests or whatever. But it just like the space in and of itself.
You just need somewhere to just like have an outlet. Like,
Yeah.
I want to go in there and read by myself.
Yeah.
I want to go in there with my red light mask and just like sit for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Where you're like not breathing on me.
Yeah, and I already said like there's there's some nights where I'm gonna get in bed at 7 p.m. and I don't want you to be there. Like not because
Darius was like, can I come to bed with you? And I was like, sure. Because my whole thing is like, when I'm in bed at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, he sits and plays video games. Like, it's not like you're doing anything constructive.
Right,
Like, you're
right.
literally, but I don't want the TV on when I'm going to bed. I want
Right.
it off. So that's where I'm like, if you can't fall asleep at like 10 latest, then like you can't go to bed
you can't
with
come.
me.
Yeah, no, I know. Poor Thomas. He's always like, well, yeah, like I don't have to come to bed with you, but then he's like, how am I going to get in and not wake you up? Because then you're going to be real upset if I come in and I wake you up. And I'm like, you better master it before we get there because.
So I never hear. That's why you
See,
need the
I'm a
hatch at
light
85.
sleeper. Girl,
You
I
need
turned
the
my hatch up.
hatch.
That bitch is blasting at
Yeah.
80 these days.
Oh, mine's try 85.
Now I don't even notice that it's at 85.
Same.
Like at first I was like, this is kind of loud,
No.
and now I'm like, it's so soothing.
See, Darius comes. So Jake stays with me. Darius comes in with Cooper. I do not feel them come in at all.
See, I'm such a light sleeper. I feel like I've said this a million times on this
You
podcast.
got to get two
but
beds, push them together, and
That's
so
what
then,
that's what the Dutch do.
Yeah, you push them together, and so you can't feel anything on that side.
Call it a fucking day because, yeah, no. But I just feel like I've been getting that question a lot. Like, are you excited? Like, how do you feel about it? Whatever. And I'm like, I don't know that I have. I feel like people are expecting me to have this like grand set of feelings that like I don't really have about it because this is what I want to do and I'm doing it.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
It doesn't have to be this big production. It's like, no, I'm moving in with the person I love, and it's going to be great, and
Yeah.
can't wait.
And, if he bothers me, well, I'm just going to send him to your house.
That's fine. Come on, Thomas. You are welcome anytime.
I'm just going to send him your way because I can't take it. But no, yeah, it's going to be, we're a little over a month away.
Ooh. And that means new podcast
Our
space coming
podcast space
soon.
is going to be changing. Not that it fucking matters to anybody at all, but
But it matters to us.
it does matter to us.
It's
But
going
yeah,
to be great.
I'm not going to miss this fucking couch. I'll tell you that.
No, me either.
Or this air vent.
No, it's actually gotten better, but maybe I've just gotten
has.
hotter since I've
Yeah.
been sitting here.
True.
What was I going to say? Oh, I want to talk about your Saturday.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know how I'm going to keep like the logistic details minimal because I don't know what I can and can't.
Yeah.
Whatever. But anyways, so I have been for the better part of like, let's say the last 6 months experiencing anxiety in a way I've never experienced anxiety. Different than I would say like the low of my lows, like when I was living in Boston, was far more depression than it was anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And like the experiences that I've had with anxiety have been like spot driven. So I have moments or episodes or triggers or whatever. For the last, like I said, better part of 6 months, I've been having this constant, and this is the way I described it, is like if you could make white noise of feeling and then
Ooh.
shove it into your chest, that's what I feel. And I don't know if I describe it that way because I'm a medical professional and I know it's not like tachycardia or like arrhythmias, because for me to say like I feel like my heart's beating out of my chest, that's not how I feel. I just felt like a constant something. And it was to the point where it was there and there and there and it wasn't bothering me. And then I was having episodes at work where I wasn't even stressed at work. I wasn't triggered by anything at work where I would be like, I have to get out of here. Like, I'm crawling out of my skin. I can't sit down. I just have to get out of here. And I don't know why. And I don't know what's perpetuating it. And so I kind of went on this. For a minute, I was like, do I kick the caffeine? Like, is it the caffeine? But it was like, I have caffeine at 4:30 in the morning, and then at 2 p.m., all of a sudden, it's just like things weren't adding up, and
You knew it was deeper.
It was deeper. And so then, I'm a frequent user of the THC, like, I'm not going to lie. And I know THC can perpetuate people's panic, and it doesn't do that for me. But one night, I was kind of talking to Marlon, and I was just like, we were having a deep convo and whatever, and I think because I was, like, on drugs, I was like, I feel like I can't get any fucking perspective on, like, my life anymore. And I'm very good at seeing the bigger picture for things, and I just lost it. And I just felt like an overwhelming sense of, what the fuck am I doing with my life? What am I so anxious about? Like, what is it that, like, what's even, and then I tend to do this thing where, like, I take on other people's stress and problems to stress about them for myself. But I have such emotional and physical responses to other people's stress, like, it's not normal. I've had best friends have situations with men where I've been like, I love you, but we cannot talk about it anymore because I physically am feeling the things that you're feeling, and it's not. It's like empath to, like, the 900th degree.
Yeah.
But it's like, it only happens with people that I care about in my life, because I go to work and, like, I've taken care of sick people my entire career, and it doesn't hit like that at work. It's just like, for these people that are close to me. And so I had a, like, therapy session, and, my therapist was kind of like, I think you live in this fight or flight, and that's why you do 9 million different things, because it's easier to do all of that than it is to
Sit still
and inner, like, I can't just sit and be. I can't. And it's not even just like, okay, acknowledge the thoughts that are coming and whatever. It's like, I can't sit still. I have to. Even on my days off, like, I'm more anxious than I would be on a busy day, because if I'm not doing anything, I'm like, I have no sense of purpose. I should be doing something, but, like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting on the couch stressing about how I have nothing to do. Like, I fully formed this whole spiral of things coming from a million different places. But, like, I just got to a point where I was like, I need some sort of fucking relief. And for a minute, I was just like, do I talk to somebody about going on meds? I've never been anti-meds, but I've just always kind of been the, is there a different way person? And so I decided to do a psilocybin ceremony, and I did it guided with Layla, who's been on the podcast. And, that woman is
gem.
She is an angel sent from wherever the universe sent her to me, like, truthfully. Like, I'm not going to say from heaven, because that's weird, but, like, something sent me that woman.
Yeah.
And it was, when I tell you, like, one of the best things I've ever done in my entire life. And it just was like, you set an intention for it. So we had, like, a call, and we kind of talked about, like, what it is that we wanted to navigate and whatever. And the way that I thought it was going to go was absolutely, like, not the way that it went, but not in a bad way either.
Yeah.
And, like, the best way that I can describe it, and people that I've talked to about this is like, oh, the hallucinations and blah, blah, blah. And, like, yeah, sure, there's things going on and happening. But, like, when you're there and it's guided and someone's, like, walking you through stuff, you're not really like, yeah, that shit's happening, but you're not. Whatever. And my biggest concern was that I was going to panic, because I've had psychedelic experiences.
My biggest concern is, like, because I don't even do weed, like marijuana or weed or whatever. Like, I'm like, oh my God, it's going to hit me, and I'm going to hate that, like, second. Because you're, like, anticipating, like, when am I going to start seeing, like, dinosaurs? Whatever the fuck you see, you know? Because I've never done, like, I've never even done ecstasy.
Yeah. And well, so being completely transparent, like, I didn't dabble in the drug game up until, like, the last couple of years of my life. And simply because I'm just in a city where it's more prevalent, and also I just don't want to fucking drink like that anymore. So, like, that was kind of what got me to try things anyways. I've always been, like, an ease into it kind of person, but I did have a situation last year where I did have so I used to say it was a bad trip, and then, the kind of the way that Layla frames it has opened my mind to it a little bit differently. Essentially, I had a mushrooms experience where things were happening for me that I wasn't. It was in an environment. It was at a music venue festival situation, and the environment was unfamiliar. A lot of the variables to the situation were unfamiliar, and so the experience was tainted for me. And so immediately I was like, I'm stuck like this forever. That is like the biggest thing that prevents people from being successful with like psychedelics is you just immediately you're like, no, this is never going to end. And once
That's my whole.
and
like,
once you let that take you, it's game over.
Yeah.
And so that was my biggest thing leading up to it is like I don't want to panic because I don't want the experience to be ruined. And I kind of mentally prepped myself all week. Like Monday night I went to bed, so like Monday before Saturday, and woke up in the middle of the night like night sweats, like my legs were wet. Like, you know when you wake up sweating and usually it's just like your hair's wet or whatever. Like my legs were fucking wet because whatever was going on in the dream that I was having about it was like stressing me the fuck out. And so then one of my bigger issues from like a mental health standpoint is I have massive issues with control, not over other people, but over my own things. And so like in the week that I was prepping for it, I started to realize the issue that I'm having with the panic is that I have issues with control. And the second that things start happening for me that I know aren't real or aren't what I know to be normal, that's me losing control. And I didn't want to, I kind of got this thing that was like, this is the whole point. This is the whole point, is for you to experience what it's like when there isn't any control. And it's not that you don't have control, you fully do, but it's a very hard experience for me to kind of explain unless you've done it. But I felt my feelings in a way I had never felt my feelings before.
So coming out of it, I guess for someone who like me, like what do you feel like coming out of it you gained?
Sure. So I will say like everybody's experience with it is a little different, and people do it in group settings and people do it where you put a blindfold on and you lay there and whatever goes on in your head takes you on that journey. Mine was very talk. And like Layla even said that. She's like, I have a feeling we're going to talk a lot. And I was like, great. And I just had so much stuff I think that I needed to get out. And that's exactly what it was. It was like this giant emotional dump of mine, and I physically felt like from my neck all the way down out my body, like my feelings like just leaving. And it's like, it's funny because you're crying. That's all I did was yap and cry for like fucking 4 hours. But you don't feel, or at least I didn't feel sad or bad about the experience that I was having. Like, yes, we were talking about traumatic things and I was diving into, and if I'm happy to talk about it like in more detail at another time too, but it's like it felt so good to feel the feelings that I was feeling, even though I was crying, even though it was hard stuff, even though it was like untapped areas kind of thing. So after that, like the way that I can describe it is like I just felt lighter. And this week, I just feel lighter. And my anxiety hasn't been like this week. That feeling that I was feeling in my chest hasn't been there. And I don't know if it was just the anxiety was that I had so much shit that I needed to just let go. That I finally did like this emotional dump. Now, that doesn't mean I'm cured.
Yeah.
I mean, like I remember during it, I was like, I feel so much better. And she like made a joke. She's like, great, I'm glad you're cured now. Like, like that's not it. It just was like, it makes me sad. And like, I feel, and this is me admitting something I probably wouldn't admit normally, but it makes me feel emotional now thinking about it because it's just like, I can't believe that people struggle with shit. And this isn't like first line, second line treatment for people,
Yeah.
And I get it's like taboo and it's not.
I think it's more and more becoming becoming heard of a bit.
Yeah.
But I think it's still like there's fear around. Like I'm scared. Like Layla's literally been like, we'll give you baby doses. But like also like the knowledge of like I'm very afraid. Like because I fear my mind will go so dark.
And so that's a question that she asked me before we had started. She was just like, when I said, you know, I don't want to panic, like I'm afraid. And she's like, what are you scared of? And I had to stop for a minute and actually ask myself, like, what is it that I'm afraid of? Like, am I afraid that I'm going to recall something that my head has protected me and shut off?
Yeah.
Or am I afraid of what I'm going to be seeing? And like what it was just the last time I had a not great experience was that I was overstimulated by what I was seeing in a place that I was uncomfortable, and I didn't want to get down that spiral again. But like, again, that is the entire reason why she's there.
Oh, totally.
Is for the, like, if you, and I'm telling you, not once, like, I let it take me where it wanted to take me. I talked about what came up. I felt very heavy at one point, like in my chest, and like like if I tried to lift my arm up, it felt heavy. And like, it went from that to
complete release of lightness.
Yeah. And so it was weird because you're having this like emotional experience on top, but it's presenting also, it's giving you the physical things that you look for on a regular day when you're like, I was trying to describe this to her, like when you do mental health work, I feel like it feels like there should be some kind of payoff. So like, I've done the work today to sit with myself for 10 minutes and acknowledge my thoughts or journal or whatever. And then those 10 minutes end, and then you're like, where's, like, what's the, I should feel something. I should feel like I've accomplished something. And that's just not how fucking mental health works. So this kind of gives you that
connection.
Bit of pay. Yes. Yeah. And something that's crazy, and this is what I wanted to talk to you about because I just wanted to get your perspective on it. So we were talking about just kind of like me and how I operate a lot is to take care of future me and not necessarily current me. Mm-hmm. And I made a comment of like, sometimes I feel like I'm here, but I'm actually like over there. Like there's like a disassociation between what I'm thinking, feeling, and doing and what's actually happening. Mm-hmm. And so she asked me a question and she was like, do you feel embodied? And like, I couldn't at first, when she started at first asking me, I was like, I don't know what you're asking me. It might be because like I'm paying attention to the kaleidoscope situation happening up top, but like it took me a minute. And then she said, finally, she was like, do you feel in your body? Because a lot of people that struggle with eating disorders disassociate from their body. And that sounds so fucking bizarre, but when she said that, I was like, that is exactly what happens to me. Yeah. Like sometimes I feel like I live my life in my head or projecting in my head and not physically here. Like I forget sometimes that I'm physically here.
I think it's interesting too that you can like be physically having an experience but thinking about something like literally over there. Like you're like, okay, I'm thinking about whatever it is. And it's not like ADD. You know what I mean? It's not like that. Like I'm here, but I'm thinking there, but I can't concentrate. It's like I'm concentrating, but I'm also living over here. That is something that I feel like for my entire life. And what I was thinking when you were talking is like, what's interesting is that in your career and in mine too, we're taking care of other people.
Yeah.
So much more than ourselves. Uh-huh. And you're thinking about how mindfully you can teach a class to get other people to connect with themselves, to connect with the movement in a deeper way that's not just like, I'm going to kick your ass, make you feel strong. It's like, I want you to walk out of here feeling lighter, feeling better. But like, what about you in that sense? You're like, and even when you work out, you know, like when you're a fitness instructor, I feel like when you do exercise, it's like a different mentality. It's not just the spot of a student often.
She asked me that too. Like when you're at the gym, do you feel like you're in your body? And I was like, I do, because I'm very mind-muscle connection. So but again, is that just something that's like on the list of things for me to check off? Like
it's not the connection. It's like, yeah, okay, my mind's connected, but like, are you in your body?
In your body. And it was like the craziest, like.
Now that you're out of the experience, do you feel more in your body?
I feel like I'm paying attention to it more.
Okay.
I feel like, and again, I'm not that far out from this experience, but like, I feel like I'm paying attention more to, do I feel in here. Or if something comes up or my head's running or whatever, I'm like,
definitely more awareness for sure.
yeah. And it just, I don't know. It's like a perspective I have that I didn't have. And it just was such a needed, it's honestly, it's like one of the best things that I've ever done. And I'm so grateful for it. And like I said, like, I know that drugs aren't for anybody, but like, it's not really, it's medicine in this case.
Yeah.
And like, I wish for anybody that struggles to be able to have the opportunity.
I'm not gonna lie, I want to do it. Part of me wants to do it, and part of me is so fucking afraid.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, it's...
But I guess, like, the way to look at it is like, is that couple hours of potential fear worth sacrificing
Totally.
relief?
I'm
know?
just mentally, like, I'm afraid to take a 2.5 milligram
Yeah, no, I get
gummy,
it. I get it.
you know?
It's not,
So
and, like, I totally get it's not
it's
for
just
everybody.
mentally, like, something I feel like what I have the conversation to just, like, open the floodgates of, like, let's see, is this something that's even plausible, whatever? Because I do, like, for me, when you talk about, like, what's in your way, like, you too, it's like you're in your own way type of thing. But it's also, like, for me, I've really felt in this, like, marketing realm of the million things that I have to market or that I want to market. Myself, this podcast, us, the business, I've got a full-time job, whatever it is. Your creativity just feels so stifled. And then at the same time, there's this sense of, when you come to eating disorders and everything, imposter syndrome, like you're wanting to be someone else and not feeling like you're good enough because of other people. And then on top of it, you've got this whole new realm of, like, AI, which is just a whole other beast of, like, when you think about, am I here but thinking of there, you're now looking at things and you're like, am I looking at a real thing? Is it fake? Is it not me? Is it, you know, like, it's just, it's all mind-blowing. So, like, when I think about, like, what would it be that I'd want to work through, it's like all of that where you just, having an eating disorder and struggling with your mental health is so much deeper than just, like, I have anxiety.
Yeah.
You know? And there's so much, like, to your point, that you've suppressed, and your mind and your brain has just, like, literally protected you from it for so long that it's like, do I want to go there? But sometimes it's like you have to go there, and therapy, like, won't do it because you're stopping yourself from going there.
Yeah, and I mean, it's essentially like doing 30 therapy sessions in a jammed into a small amount of time.
But also being vulnerable enough to share all of it.
And I guess maybe that was why it was, like, a more transformative, like, good experience for me, because there was nothing that I was like, I don't want to tap into this. Like, I fully was like, dump it out. Like, I was ready to let it do what it needed to do, you know? And so maybe if you're somebody who's not necessarily, and again, like, I'm not an expert on it, so I can't speak fully on it, but, like,
is that a Jordan line?
That's a Jordan line. Yeah, no, but I don't want to give advice to people and be like, maybe if you're feeling that way, don't do it, because I don't necessarily agree with that either. I just think it is kind of what you make it out to be, and you are aware.
Yeah,
it's
you're
funny because
control.
you're very aware. You just, the emotional piece is so much different because you just, it's taking your emotions and doing what it needs to do with your emotions. Your like, it's not like being fucking blackout hammered where you're like, I don't even know what just happened. I don't know where I was
anything.
and I can't, like, it's not like you're aware.
Yeah.
You're just processing things differently. And she did have to remind me a couple times, like, when I was, like, having these moments of, like, high, remember, you're navigating this stuff on medicine. The next time you navigate it, it might not feel so great.
Yeah.
But, like, it just was I would do it again. I'm not like, it's not like next week I'm going to be like, let's hit her one more time. But I would, do it again. And I am trying to make, like, little adjustments. I am trying to take at least, like, 10 minutes of my day to sit with nothing. And, like, I just take mental notes of, like, this is what I'm thinking about, and this is, like, what's coming up, and it's not anything bad. It's random, and it's, like, this Ariana Grande song that I haven't even heard in 10 years, but it's here. I don't know, and, like, kind of just because I don't ever want to feel that level of, like, detached.
Anxiety, yeah.
It just, I don't know. It was a great, great helpful experience. And then I kind of talked to Marlon about his, because he had done one, quite some time ago, and that's his story to tell and everything. But his was a lot about his feminine energy. I think he spoke to that on our podcast. But he, even now that like him and I have this shared experience, like we talk about his experience, and like he's even making connections again now.
Yeah.
And like, this is the thing, like, so something that, like, one of the things that was happening for me is at one point I was like, have the walls in here always been so white? Like, I've never seen the color white. Like, I probably asked Layla 8 times. I'm like, has it been this white in here, like, since we started? And she just kept being like, yeah, it's really white in here. And I was like, but like this? And like, I was hyper fixated on it. And Marlon was just like, pay attention to that. Because at some point, something with that is going to be a thing. Because we were talking about how I'm very black and white. My thinking is very black and white. My this is that.
Yeah.
He's like, just pay attention. And it's true, because now all this time after he's having things that were there or that he saw or felt or whatever, like, comes to fruition over time. And you're like, that's what that was trying to tell me. Like, it just is, it's just an interesting way of whatever. There's that documentary on Netflix, How to Change Your Mind. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's like several different episodes on, like, each episode is a different substance. So it's like LSD, MDMA, psilocybin, like whatever, and how people, it's actually really came from cultures that are so far beyond ours that have experienced, like, have done this as a way of their religion forever and ever and ever. But it talks about like how people with terrible OCD like don't have OCD, and it just like is a crazy.
I feel like it's because it's like it really does tap into like creativity, mind, release, control, vulnerability, like all of the things that we do to like protect ourselves from emotions and feeling. And I mean, it's so crazy. I was on higher doses of medication for so long that I was like, I don't cry anymore. Now I'm much lower, like to the point where I'm like,
but those serve at the time. You're like, I need relief.
I'm not saying that.
So like feeling nothing right now would be cool with me.
But also it's like to a point where like you do want to feel.
You do, right. But I think
want to be able to go to a wedding and cry or watch a commercial and cry, whatever it is, a movie, and be able to like feel those emotions versus feeling like you're dead inside.
Yeah. Well, she called me out too. Like when we, for whatever reason, I mean, I was just emotional that day in general, but we were talking like right beforehand, and I think I was talking about how I didn't want to panic, and I started to tear up, and like after the whole thing, but I like was stopping myself, and she's like, you do this thing where you like stop breathing and you just hold it in and like, and she's like, what? Just let it. And I was like, I don't know why I'm so conditioned to like
how
fucking
I am.
be that
Darius
way.
was like, do you ever cry? And I was like, I cry all the time. And then I was like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
But I was like, why? Why can't I just like watch a movie and when it's sad, cry?
Allow yourself
why do
to
I
feel.
Stop
yeah.
it?
Yeah. I mean, it's, And I was like, damn, this bitch calling me out, but she ain't wrong.
Yeah,
she ain't wrong.
she's right.
Or like, she said, you say all the time, like, I feel. And she's like, and then the next sentence is an intellectualized version of what it is that you're feeling. It's not actually what you're feeling. Like, it just was, the perspective that I have from that couple of hours is just like, it's a crazy, crazy, crazy thing. Like,
what an amazing experience, though, truly.
It really was. Like, it really was. And I thought it would be helpful. I did not feel like I would be this pleased with, like, I could have never wished this for myself, because I didn't even know that this was a possibility kind of thing. So
amazing.
It's crazy. But yeah. But questions, comments, concerns, I know where to send you, because
yeah. Amazing, though.
It was a great.
Proud of you for doing that. It's not easy to be like, I think I'm going to dive deeper into myself.
I think I'm going to take a bunch of psychedelics and see what happens.
But also it's not like I'm going to go into the woods and like trip balls. It's like I'm going to do this with a purpose to like better myself, get deeper, because I don't want to feel like this, and I know I want to feel better, and I know I can.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be like, I think sometimes people think you have to have this like extreme PTSD or this like extreme traumatic, like, to have to be able to do these, and it's just not what it is. It's so much better. It's so much, I don't know. And I wish for people that struggle with things mentally to be able to have access to do something like this if they want to, because it's like, it's life-changing. The whole thing was life-changing. It sounds silly, but
no, it sounds amazing.
Yeah, it really was. So let me know. If you want to do a test run before,
I will.
and I'll just monitor you for
No.
hours.
No, I need Layla there for sure.
I'll just
I don't know if you being there like, how you doing?
Yeah. How's it going for you? Yeah, no, I'm not a calming presence at all. I said this in my class the other day. I was like, I forgot what I was saying, but I was like, if you were looking for love and light, you have come to the wrong place.
Namaste away from me if that's what you're looking
like,
for.
I'm not, even if I loved yoga to my core, I don't think I could ever
no, you'd
instruct
be like,
it.
lift your right leg. Lift it up.
I'm like, I just am not. Yeah, but that woman has been sent from somewhere. I don't know.
The universe.
To us all. Yeah. She's a tropical angel
She's a
fish.
gem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tropical angel fish.
That's how I would describe her. Yeah. But anyways, now that my mental health isn't in shambles any longer.
Man. Well, I'm happy. I feel like that's like a very life-changing experience. To Marlon's point, something that you'll carry with you for like so long.
Yeah. And it'll evolve and yeah, great stuff. Take care of your mental health, everyone.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of shit in this world and not enough care for ourselves.
And that was kind of what Marlon and I were talking about last night, too. It's like, it's so hard to navigate your own struggles and your own mental health in the current time that we're living in, where you feel like everyone's just fighting to, like, stay alive with, like just dodging this piece of information, dodging that piece of information. Not, you know, like, it's
also like like we sit here and we're, like, fed all of this like not craziness because it's like actuality that's going on in the world, and like there's so much more hate that's like put out there. There's obviously a ton of love in this world, but there's so much more hate that's like propaganda out there, you know? And so like that's what you're seeing, and so to your fight or flight mode, you kind of live in this like what do I do kind of middle ground. And then when you're like in America and you're living here and you're just like, my day, like it's not that bad, because there are people like literally fighting to stay alive.
This is what we said last night. It was like, yeah, like, you know, I sit here and joke around, and I mean, it's not a joke, but I'm constantly like, I would love to go to another country, but at that point too, there's so many places that are underserved in a way that we're not underserved. Like everywhere has something is I guess the point. And it's not that we're not.
And also, like,
fortunate.
when you think about, like, because Darius and I were like, God, I could just move here and live here when we were in Greece. And it's like, this wouldn't be our life when we were here. No. Your vacation that you take somewhere is not your life when you move somewhere. And you really and truly, like, you're trading one set of problems for, like, another. You're trading this for that. Like, I'm coming home, I was like, what can I think about in my life that, like, okay, like, is good? Like, what is good that's here? Especially because, like, you're coming off this high, coming into this low. Like, talk about a juxtaposition of, like, emotions. It's like you do have to really focus on, like, that was a really beautiful experience, but, like, that's not my life.
Yeah.
You know, like, that Greece is not my life. That's not what I'm living in. It's like, what can I be really grateful for here?
Yeah.
Because I feel like at some point, too, like, being open to the experience that you had, you know, like, being open to that, like, psychedelic experience, that's one tool to help you. You know, you're the only one who can help yourself to say, I'm going to experience this. Like, I'm going to go down this road. No one else is going to force you, like, hog tie you and be like, you're doing this, you know? Yeah. So, I don't know.
It's just a weird time because even if you, like, are somebody who's like, I'm not, like, personally affected by anything that's going on in the world at all, you still know somebody that knows somebody that has a family member that has
like, fucking turn on the TV. Can you, like, emote a little bit to what you're seeing? Because it's like, a lot.
So it's very hard to, like, regulate your own struggles and emotions in a time where everyone is just, it feels like everyone's in fight or flight. Like,
it feels like the world is shit.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I don't know, like, need a hug, you know? That's not going to solve everything. And you love hugs.
I don't know about the hug thing, but
don't touch me.
I didn't say I was fully cured. I just said
I feel better.
I felt better. Yeah.
Well,
I'm not a
okay.
hugger still.
What's next for you?
What's hot? What's not?
Okay.
I left someone a voice note the other day. If that person listens to this, they're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. I was like, oh my God, how have you been? Who's hot? Who's not? Like, what's next for me in general?
Yeah. Like, what's coming up?
Yeah. Not much. Not much. I don't think. I don't got a lot on the docket in the next like
Kind of
month or
nice,
so.
though. Speaking of
little
being okay
things,
sitting with yourself and being okay not being super busy,
Yeah.
it's probably really healthy for you.
Yes. I think I took a pause on expanding my like coaching a little bit just because felt like my life was in shambles. So I'm gonna try and sort that out a little bit. Focusing on taking some calm moments, focusing on how we're gonna evolve what we're doing here.
Yes.
Is becoming a priority of mine. Now that I've taken time to be like, what in my life are things that I actually want to invest time and energy into?
Yeah.
You know? This isn't just something I do because I'm bored.
Right.
You know? So I think we're going to really focus on like what we're doing here, how we
Yes.
expand, where we're taking this, that kind of thing. What do you think?
I agree. I feel like there's the things you like have to do and the things you want to do. Do you know what I mean? To that same point of like a 9 to 5 is like I have to do it. Like that's pays the bills, whatever. And there's other dreams, goals, ideas that are like in the realm of like, and I think we talk about this a lot. Like we're the only two people. Well, obviously there's like tools, whatever, but like that can help grow this.
Yeah.
It's not like, okay, can you do it for me type of thing? And I think it's really like pedal to the metal, putting a little bit of like a business hat on and being like, let's seriousize this a little bit more. That's not a word, but I kind of like it.
Yeah. Serious size.
But I think that too, and I think just, you know, to the point I was saying before of like allowing myself to, I think, just be like a little bit more creative, a little bit more like, I don't know. I think there's the same thing that you had a problem with, that have a problem with, of like sitting still. Like I canceled dinner yesterday and I was like, I'm just so overwhelmed, like emotionally, physically. I just feel like there's so much weighing on me. And I was like, I just need to say no, that like, I don't want to. I want to sit. And one thing I'm working on is like not scrolling as much. It's like I've got now like timers on my Instagram and TikTok, and you know, it's like a twofold because I'm like, I really should be on social to see the trends, but then it's also like, I don't need to fucking scroll anymore.
I know. Yeah, it's so hard. I'm attached to my phone. I need to.
Same. And that's something I'm working on, is like that attachment. So yeah, I don't know. I think just looking forward to this summer, like being here now for the rest of the summer. And I can't believe it's like July already, and I don't want it to move forward, and
I know.
I don't want to think about like the end. I just kind of want to like enjoy what's coming up and what's going on. And yeah, I mean, I think season 2 is going to be our best season yet. I think a little bit more like clarity on look, feel, who we talk to, what we talk about. And yeah, to that point, anybody you want to see, any topics you want to see, how life has lifed you lately, like that's things we want to hit on and talk about and go deeper onto as we sit on our couch, whatever couch that may be, and chat with you, is like those topics that you want to hear is what we want to provide you.
Yeah. Today was a little more in the feels than like normally we're funnier.
But that was like something I feel like that
Yeah, no, I don't disagree.
everyone could
for sure
relate to.
I'm open to feels.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
We've
have
got
more
feelings
feels these days. Yeah.
We all have feelings. Sometimes we're like, I want to feel them right now.
Get that out of here. But yeah, big things to come.
Big, huge bazooka things to come.
There she is.
There I am.
Took her a minute, but she's back.
There I am.
Very great. Well,
don't forget to like, subscribe, rate the podcast, follow us on social at The Girls Are Fine, and we'll leave you with
not the song. We said that we weren't bringing the song into season 2, and somehow she has still snuck the song into season 2.
I love the beat. And so, since with that beat, just remember, everything's fine.
Let it go.